I'm putting it on. All right, good morning, guys. It is Saturday morning. The weather's great, and it is finally time for us to try out the Bixpy motor. I've got the kayak on back of the truck, and we are headed to the river. Let's go. Stop and get some junk food for the trip today, because anytime I'm out on the kayak I eat junk food. I don't eat healthy when I'm fishing, and I'm gonna tell you the best thing that you can have on the river while you're fishing, and this is proven to catch big fish if you're eating these, are the ranch flavored corn nuggets. These things are the freaking bomb. I'm addicted to them. Anytime I'm on the boat, if I'm camping or I'm fishing, I usually have a bag of these with me and I'm eating them because they're so good. But it's the only time I really eat them is when I'm camping or fishing. And today we are going fishing. All right, next stop, the water. That guy right there is fishing one of my spots. Get out my spot, man. Get out my spot. Alright guys, we are on the water finally. The boat ramp is packed. There's people parked in every parking spot, and there's trucks with boat trailers hooked to them running all the way up the entryway on both sides of the road. So luckily I didn't have a trailer behind me, so I was able to pull up right by the ramp and park. I just had to wait on everybody else. Alright, so we're on the water. I did get to cheat and I had to get out of their way at the boat ramp, and I used the Bixpy motor to get out of the way really quick, and it's awesome. All right, so what I'm gonna do is first we're gonna try this thing out, and then we're gonna do the speed test. We're on the water, and I'm in an area, I see a few boats around me, but I'm in an area where I can play around a little bit and I'll be out of everybody's way. I am seeing fish pop, so once we figure out this Bixpy, we're gonna see if we can go around and catch some fish using it today. So I've got another camera set up on the back of the boat, so I'm gonna go ahead right now and I'm gonna throw that camera up on the screen so you can see the back of the boat at the same time as you can see me controlling the boat. All right, so let me get out here away from we're in 11 foot of water, we should be good. All right, so I do have my Mirage Drive, blah, blah, I can't talk. I do have my Mirage Drive in the water right now. I've got my rudder down, and we're just gonna do the first speed. Man, there are fish popping everywhere. Let me go ahead and see if I can get my speed control, the GPS thing, not speed control, just the, okay, I still got it. I'm using an app called Speedbox. GPS, okay. So, that ain't right. It says we're moving 3 miles an hour. Let's refresh it, done. Okay, 0 miles an hour right now. We're going to go forward. There's the first speed. First speed is supposed to be really slow. This is just a slow, I don't even know if you could troll. This is just to get around. And there's shad in the water beside me, and they are huge, dead shad where they're getting popped. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. All right, as you can see, it's kicking up a little bit of weight. I've got the motor probably 6 inches under the top of the water. All right, let's go up to the next one. So we're on speed 2. And we're currently running, I don't know if you can see this or not, but we're running 2 miles an hour. All right. There's 3, speed 3. We're still at about 2. It GPS hadn't picked up, so we're probably running 2, 2.5. Let's just go wide open. Let's just open this thing up. And I need to count the speeds and see how many there is. Because it's still going. All right, that's it. That's wide open. There's 5. We'll drop back down to 3. Come on. All right, it's got us running, I think it says 4 right now. It keeps jumping from 4 to 5, so I'm gonna say we're about 4.5. And I do have this kayak loaded down. I've got a bunch of food with me today. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rods with me and a bunch of other gear. So we're running 4.5 miles an hour right now. And I'll show you how easy it turns with the rudder, using the rudder. And as you can see on the other camera, it's putting a good little wake back there. All right, we're gonna turn. This turns on a dime with this rudder. Look at this. That is a tight turn. And as you can see, the motor is not turning. I'm not turning the motor. I am only steering with the rudder. All right, I'm gonna straighten it back up. There's an island right here. We're gonna go around this island. This is so great. What's really cool about having this Bixpy on the back of my boat is I can put in at the ramp, and I like to fish on the other side of the lake from the ramp. And usually I'm kind of worn out by the time I get there. I can lock this in one direction, put my skeg down, and just go, and it'll just take me straight across the river. So we're running 4.5 miles an hour right now, wide open. I'm gonna get over here. I see a boat over there. I don't want to mess with them fishing. So I'm gonna tuck in right over here, and then we're gonna stop. All right, I'm gonna hit stop. I didn't slow it down or nothing like that. I just hit the stop button. All right, so now we've got to try out reverse. Let's see. We're still kind of floating forward. I don't know if I should do it when we're floating forward or not. No, why not? All right, here comes reverse. So I've got a lot of questions after the last video about when you put this in reverse, what keeps it from kicking up. So I'm just gonna go wide open in reverse and see if it pops out. It shouldn't pop out. So that's wide open in reverse. We're running 2 miles an hour right now. And I can steer it. I can still steer in reverse. But as you can see, the motor has not kicked up. It's not popped up out of its place. Now the trolling motor build I did last year, I had an issue. When I put it in reverse, I didn't have any way to really lock it down when I dropped it because I didn't want to have to crawl back there and unlock it, so I just left it free. So I would have to go in reverse really slow and it would just come out of the water. As you can see, the Bixpy locks itself into place with a little white clip at the bottom of the shaft, and it holds it there. We're wide open in reverse right now, running 2.5, 3 miles an hour backwards. So I'm gonna hit stop because I don't wanna sit here and waste battery. We're headed towards the bank right now, so I'm gonna go back forward. I'm gonna go wide open. Let's make us a quick run. That's wide open. I keep wanting to put my feet in the Mirage Drive and start pedaling. This is great. This is great. I think I'm gonna really enjoy this. Let's see how it looks on the camera when I turn that way. Woo, this thing turns sharp too. I like this so much. And as you've seen at the boat ramp, I think I had the camera going, but it didn't take me, you know, one of the downfalls of kayak fishing, and you know, once you accumulate a lot of gear that you like to take with you, you have to take it off the kayak if you're hauling it in your truck, and then you have to put everything in your truck, and then when you get to the ramp, you gotta put it back on the kayak, and that kind of, you know, that's kind of the downfall of kayak fishing, especially when you get into it and you have so much different gear. Bass fishing out of my bass boat is way different. I load it up and I rig up at the house. I get here, I dump my boat in the water, and I'm ready to fish. Here it took a little bit longer, but it didn't add any extra. As you've seen, I took the motor off the shaft. I didn't haul the boat here with the motor on the end of the shaft. I left the shaft and all connected, but I put my motor in my dry box and brought it here. And when I got to the boat ramp, I popped the motor on. It took 2 seconds to pop the motor on, and we were on the water. I mean, it doesn't take that long to set this Bixpy up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna find a good spot and show you guys in this video how I mounted my Bixpy battery pack. I also mounted my pull string. I'm gonna show you how, I guess I can show you right now how this works. So when I pull this, you see my motor pops out of the water. I pull it down and it holds it out of the water. So now I can paddle around with my Mirage Drive. I can pull my kayak up off the water onto the bank, and when I'm ready to use my Bixpy motor again, I simply drop it back down into the water. Now if you see, it drops down and it doesn't click. If you look really close, it doesn't click into that little white C-clamp that holds the shaft. What I figured out is when you drop it, the water slows the motor down and it keeps it from just falling and clipping. But as soon as you go into high speed, let's see if I can get it to do it on camera for you. I'm just gonna go to high speed. There it went. When you put it in high speed, the motor forces itself down a little bit harder, and then it goes into that little C-clip, but it doesn't go in there so much that you can't raise your motor back up. So now I just pull this cord, motor's up, locked into place, out of the water. This is the easiest motor that I have ever put on a kayak. And you know, I've put a lot on kayak. I've put a lot of motors on different kayaks, sit in, sit on tops, and this is the easiest design. I should have used this design so many times. Drop it down, go wide open. Oh, I'm out of the water. There we go. There it went, popped right in the spot. And it's locked in now. Now I can steer the boat. But let me get over here. I'm gonna find a place to pull up real quick before the sun gets out too bad. And I'm gonna show you how I've got my battery pack mounted on the back, and show you how I ran my wires and exactly how this pull cord works on the side of the seat here. We'll start with a pull string. So here's the pull string that I was just pulling to raise and lower the motor. And if you watched the last video, you've seen me show you this little black clip. And all this is it just pinches the cable. So when I want to lower it, I just pull it out. I don't want to lower it right now because there's rocks under it. But I pull it up, and I can let it go down, and then when I want it up, I pull it up. And when I pull the rope down into this little V, it pinches it. And once it pinches it, it's not going anywhere. And all I did was run it straight down the side of my kayak. Straight down. And then right here you can see that I added, I guess that's a pad eye. I added one right there, and then it goes straight up through this next pad eye and then connects to the motor. It's easy. I mean, there's nothing to it. I've got it connected to this carabiner, so I don't have to untie it. If I ever need to take this shaft off or anything, I can just unclip the carabiner, and I'll be able to pull the cord right out and take the pole off if I need to. So the next thing I need to show you, let me get the kayak off of me, is the battery pack install. So what I did, now this could be temporary on this cooler. I think I'm gonna end up going with the Engel cooler with the side rod holders, because I want to add some vertical rod storage to the back of my kayak soon. I like my horizontal ones in the floor, but when I'm switching rods really quick, it's kind of a pain in the butt to get in there and get out. So I do want to add a couple of vertical rod holders back here on the back. And if I do that, I'm gonna buy the Engel. I just got to figure out what size I want to get. And see, I just have some snacks and some I forgot that last time. I need that today because the sun's gonna be out, and I got me some bug spray, some stuff like that. So I don't keep a whole lot in there. Most of my tackle storage is on the side of my boat in my junk drawer box that I built. If you hadn't seen that, that's an awesome video. Make sure you check that out. And then I got the front hatch. So I've got plenty of places to keep my tackle. So I don't really I won't use the Engel for holding tackle, but I'll put in there, you know, stuff that I just need for that trip that day, like extra food, a towel, you know, some shoes, something like that. So I'm not gonna mind drilling holes into the back of the Ingle cooler like I did this one. This is just a cheap igloo that I've had for years. All I did was drill 4 holes in it, mount the battery pack straight to the back with some, I think these are like 3.5 inch bolts, and the nuts are just like that. I just used a big flat washer. I put 2 nuts on there, one to lock the other washer, and you can see down in the bottom there's the other one. Super easy, guys. And that's it. That's how easy this motor installs. And you've seen that we got, what do we get, 4.5, 5 once or twice on wide open. And there's current because there's the dam. We were coming this way, the water is going that way towards the dam, so we were getting 4.5 miles an hour fighting the current that's going back towards the dam. So I think we did pretty good. We'll probably get 5 or 5.5 miles an hour when we leave out of this slough, headed back out, going the same direction as the water flows. So I've been debating whether or not I'm going to put this in this video or not, but I guess I'm going to go ahead and tell you about it. For those of you who watched the live stream today, you guys know that I just had to take a dip in this water, and it was right after this last clip that I guess you guys just seen the last clip where I thought I was going to end the video, and I said I'm going to do some fishing and get some footage of me, you know, running around. Well, right after that, I shot the ending of this video, and you didn't get to see that ending because I'm going to end it this way now, I guess. But I shot the ending of this video, and then I decided I was going to eat my Pop-Tart, and so I'm up on the bank right there where I just had the camera set, where all you guys seen, you know, that little table, makeshift table that was out in the woods. I'm out here in the middle, I might as well talk to you. So I'm out there, I'm eating my Pop-Tart, I've got the GoPro. By the way, both cameras are off, so I have no footage of this. But I'm eating my Pop-Tart, and I'm reviewing some of the footage that I just took, that you just seen. I'm checking to make sure the audio is good, and you know, everything turned out good. And I turn around, and my kayak is not, my kayak is not there anymore. My kayak had washed out to the middle of the river, and I wasn't even turned around that long. But you remember me just a few minutes ago, if I put it in here, I told you, you know, the current was coming, current's going towards the dam, and we went that way. We fought the current and went to that island. Then I said on the way back, we'll probably get 5.5, you know, miles an hour back. Well, that means the current's pulling pretty good towards this dam, and my kayak was gone. I turned around, I looked up, and my kayak was like 100 yards out into the river. Nobody else is around, there's no boats around, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't like just wait on a boat to come by. So I had to empty my pockets and jump in the water. The water is, I feel like it's freezing, but my Lowrance says that it's 64 degrees, so it's still pretty cold. I'm shivering right now. And I was fixing to call it quits and just go on home and change and put some dry clothes on, but it's supposed to be like 70 something degrees today, so I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. If it starts to warm up and I dry out, I'm gonna do some fishing today. We'll see. I'm shivering right now, so I just wanted to let you guys know that yeah, you missed it. I wasn't planning on even telling you guys this in this video, but yeah, I just had to swim. I literally had to immediately, when I turned around and my kayak was gone. I really wish that I'd had my rear camera on. If I'd have had my rear camera on, it would have showed my kayak it would have showed me being stupid, just up eating a Pop-Tart in the woods, and it would have showed my kayak just float away, and then it would have showed me having to swim. And I'm gonna tell you, I ain't been working out in a while. I thought I was gonna die by the time I got back. When I finally put my hands on this kayak, I couldn't even climb in it. I had to hang on to the side and float for like 5 minutes before I had enough energy to pull myself back up. So that was rough. That was rough. It was very cold. It was stupid. I don't have a stakeout pole with me, and I didn't pull. At first I pulled the boat all the way up on the bank, and then I was like, you know what, I need to get some really cool Instagram pictures. So I pushed the kayak out into the water a little bit, you know, off the bank so I could take some cool pictures, and then I just left it. I didn't think to snatch it back up. I just turned around and started like thumbing through the pictures and walked off eating my Pop-Tart. My kayak just floated off. But yeah, that sucked, guys. if you did hop on the live stream when I went live, it was way funnier then. Like the guys on the live stream, they were really ripping into me, making fun of me. But you know, it happens. I wanted to share it with you guys. I wish I'd have had the footage of it actually happening. I think that would have been some really good footage, but I'm soaking wet. The Bixpy did great. I've been puttering around with this Bixpy, and man, this Bixpy is awesome. This is the best addition I've ever added to my kayak, and I really do. I mean, I'm not just saying it because I'm an affiliate with Bixpy now. I'm saying that this is hands down the best motor that I've ever had on a kayak. And if you guys are interested, make sure you, if you're still watching right now, I link everything that I use. Anything you see on my boat that I use, I get a lot of questions. Hey, where do you get this? What is that on your boat? I link it in the video description. It'll be under my gear, or it'll be the kit.co link, and I've got a page where it's got links to every single thing that I buy. Most of it is Amazon links. Things that I find on Amazon, I usually find the best deals there. The Bixpy will be the top line. It'll say Bixpy outboard kit. Click that. It'll take you straight to it, and you can get your outboard kit just like I got. All right, guys. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to either fish if the sun comes out, or I'm fixing to go home and dry off and warm up today. You guys have a good one. I appreciate you watching. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.